Okay, you guys, I'm going to read you an excerpt from Andrew Ward's Dark Midnight When I Rise. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon of May 6, 1873, the Jubilee Singers performed at a quote unquote favorable place for sound called Willis's Rooms. As the singers filed onto the platform and sat in a row of unupholstered chairs, the Duke and Duchess of Argyll led an assembly of 600 glittering aristocrats, glossy divines, and worthy reformers in a light round of applause, which one of the males, probably Holmes, Benjamin Holmes, rose to acknowledge with a brief bow. Shaftsbury, who's the Earl of Shaftsbury, was one of their patrons, stepped onto the stage to introduce the 11 singers. Never noted for his eloquence, he warned the audience not to expect artistic singing. He merely promised his fellow noblemen that these 7 young women and 4 young men, nearly all of them emancipated slaves, would sing the old slave songs composed by their fathers in the darkest hours of their bondage. There were uneasy titters and mutterings among the assembled guests as the singers, dressed in their comparatively shabby suits and gowns, stood and formed 3 small rows before an enormous grand piano last played on by the great German pianist Hans von Bülow. They were, quote, not as black as we expected, unquote, wrote one member of the audience, nor dressed in the gay colors which are falsely supposed to distinguish the Negro taste. They are simply 11 young Christian ladies and gentlemen. They stood shoulder to shoulder and with very close ranks, with head erect and somewhat thrown back, and looking upward or with eyes nearly closed. It is evident that the audience is nothing to them. They are going to make music and listen to one another. The singers began their signature piece, Steal Away, Steal Away. The first chords came floating on our senses like gentle fairy music, wrote the Tonic Soul 5 reporter. I guess that was a paper there. And they were followed by the unison of phrase, steal away to Jesus, delivered with exquisite precision of time and accent. Then came the soft chords and bold unison again, followed by the touching, throbbing cadence. I ain't got long to stay here, like whispering to the soul. All thoughts of the grotesqueness of the language used were banished from our minds by the simple and intense sincerity of the singers. Though the music is the offspring of holy, untutored minds, and therefore may grate upon the disciplined ear, sniffed the Times, it possesses a peculiar charm. But after the Jubilee's rendition of "Go on Ride Up in the Chariot," many in the audience were weeping. In fact, wrote Pike, before the Jubilee's program was half finished, they had carried their audience by storm. The singers would never forget the wonderful ovation they received. We captured the hearts of the Englishmen, wrote Georgia Gordon. We sang ourselves into their very souls, and we could hear "Bravo! Hear, hear!" their way of expressing approval. The Tonic Soul File reporter struggled to account for the unique sensation the Jubilees engineered. The unique sensation the Jubilees engineered. Ella Shepherd opened her mouth better than anyone we ever saw except Jenny Lind. They all, however, opened the mouth well, and this, the writer concluded, is the secret of their wonderful speaking power. No chorus ever spoke more clearly. Their fortissimo at the conclusion of Turnback Pharaoh's army was pure and true, not the overstrained, dissonant, clattering shout, such as we've heard from choirs of no ill repute in England, Scotland, and Wales. Shaftesbury had warned the audience not to expect artistic singing, but the tonic soul file reporter wanted to know if the most delicate expression, the most perfect unity of attack, and the most beautiful quality of voices are not artistic, what is? That was May 6, 1873. 600 aristocrats, and the next day they were to sing before Victoria Regina, the reigning Queen of England, Queen Victoria. An amazing story, isn't it?